Hey everybody, Sam here, also known as Mr. Stainless, and we are back for another episode of my Lone Wolf playthrough of State of Decay 2. Now, if you are new to the series and new to the channel, this is basically a series where I've been playing through State of Decay 2 with one survivor. Yes, you have heard it right, one survivor, and we are on the penultimate episode. That's right, next week is going to be our final episode in this playthrough series. But basically, the whole premise behind this is that I've got my one survivor, Spinner is his name. For the past, goodness knows how many episodes it's been now, we have been going around hunting down blood plague hearts, being super careful, and pretty much overdosing on shots of espresso in-game every day to make sure that we have enough stamina to get the job done. Now, the person that is with me here, they're actually from a friendly enclave who are giving me free followers. So I kind of thought, you know what, for this final blood plague heart, I'm not taking it on my own. It's too risky. I've been having too many glitches recently. I'm going to take this guy with me, and if he dies, I don't really care, unfortunately. But first thing I wanted to do this week was actually check out this little island, because one of you said in the comments, I can't remember who it was, that there's a hidden weapon cache out here on this little island out in the middle of the lake, and we managed to get some very sexy grenades that we're going to use to take down our final blood plague heart. Now, one thing I equally have done is I've gone back through all of the episodes in this series so far, and I've been counting up how many blood plague hearts we've destroyed. Now, if I counted this right, up to this point, we have destroyed 11 or 12 blood plague hearts. I think maybe this one makes it 12. Now, there's a very interesting thing that happens when we take down this blood plague heart. It doesn't tell us that we've destroyed all of them. Now, I think this leads on to one potential, I don't know if I would call it a glitch or if it's just a mechanic, but I think, now somebody from Undead Labs might be able to correct me on this.
Take out the trash.
If you only have one person in your community, blood plague hearts keep on spawning in the locations that they do spawn in. I know that sounds really weird, but I swear I've destroyed 11 blood plague hearts up to this point. There's only meant to be 10 on a map, unless I've been completely wrong about this up to this point. But as far as I'm aware, there's only meant to be 10 blood plague hearts in the map. We've destroyed 11. I think this is the 12th, and we've yet to get the little message that comes up that says, "Oh, town cleared of blood plague," which happens once you do clear out all of the blood plague hearts in a region. We're going for the old rinse and repeat method here of destroying this blood plague heart. As you can see, we're still getting the glitchy as hell blood plague zombies. And like I say, it could be a glitch that it's not showing up that the message that we've destroyed all of the blood plague hearts. But basically, once I destroyed this one, I kind of stopped recording. I went back, watched through the rest of the episodes in this series, counted up the blood plague hearts, and thought, you know what, feck it, I'm not destroying anymore. I have paid my dues. So basically what we end up doing, well, actually we'll see once we get to that stage, but this series, it's been tough at the start, I'll say that. I think as we went further on, playing Lone Wolf got a lot easier. There you see, plague heart destroyed. That was our 12th one. And we also have the blood plague, which I didn't know because the little indicator wasn't showing up like I've had for the past couple of episodes. So that's great. It was all going fine up until the last one, and then we end up getting the blood plague, and everything just goes to crap. But I think at the start of this series, things were a lot tougher. I think as it is with kind of any State of Decay playthrough, whenever you just start playing, you have nothing, and you have to try and start that process of getting all the resources, and that proves a challenge. I think as we've gone on and we kind of developed our method of taking down the blood plague hearts and figuring out kind of who we would invest time in and not, you get into a bit of a rhythm, I think, which you do with all State of Decay playthroughs, really. Would I recommend playing a Lone Wolf playthrough? Absolutely. I think it's a really great challenge. I think it really pushes the well, not the loot mechanic, but the resource management mechanics to their limits. Kind of understanding that you can't upgrade anything unless you've got specific character perks, and which means that you can't craft certain items, which means that, you know, certain things are just completely blocked off to you simply because you're the only person in the community. Not only that, but managing your stamina and your health and meds and the blood plague, and I think it's definitely, I think a lot of people have been finding the core State of Decay 2 experience way too easy, and I think I pretty much agree with them on that. I think it is very, very easy, Daybreak aside. I think playing it as a lone wolf really allows you to experience kind of the harsher reality of resource management in this game, and something that is probably a lot more akin to the experience we had in State of Decay 1. So we destroyed 12 Blood Plague Hearts. At this point, I'm fed up destroying Blood Plague Hearts, and I found this survivor who needed my help in taking down a hostile enclave. I'd noticed that there was a hostile enclave on the map for quite some time, and I was going to just go and deal with them myself, just because, you know, you ain't got time for angry enclaves out there in the game world that could potentially hunt me down and kill me. But this survivor wanted me to help her take them down. So what I wanted to do was see if the game registered that we had destroyed all the Blood Plague Hearts if there was more than one person in my community. And I kind of thought, you know what, it'll probably trigger, well, this survivor here will probably allow me to recruit them into my community if I help them out on their quest, because it seems like a pretty serious thing. So I equally thought this could be the end of Spinner. If this all goes belly up, this is how the series will end, because we're going to get gunned down by a hostile enclave. But at least we'll go out doing what we love, trying to make friends. For those of you who've been watching this series from the start, you'll know that it is quite depressing and sad whenever Spinner comes home to his home base and shouts out to people that he's home and there's no one there, because you realize how truly alone he is.
Kill you.
So now he's actually getting some quality time with another real human being. We just got to clear out this zone here. Spinner's stamina is already dangerously low.
Consider me impressed.
So this was one of the guns that we got from that hidden cache earlier. We know that 3 enemies in this enclave are inside that house. That right there was a kill shot. I didn't even know. I shot that window because I knew they were behind it. That's another kill shot. I knew they were behind it, but I couldn't really see them, so my intention was to shoot out the window so I'd be able to see them properly. But without even really knowing it, that's 2 of the survivors down, and I spent ages here just being like, are they dead? Aren't they dead? Will I wait outside before I decide to run in? And they're all done.
It's done. Let's just go, okay? I had faith in that plan, and it paid off.
So this is
you have time to talk?
Spinner's
Very glad to hear that.
new base mate. A blossoming romance will no doubt occur now that Spinner has someone to talk to. But basically, this then triggered
one time,
the end game. Kind of it triggered the completion of the legacy. Nothing really came up on screen, but once I went into the menu, it no longer said destroy the Blood Plague Hearts as my core mission. Instead, it said just to complete my legacy. So I'll see if some of the Undead Lab staff will respond to me, I guess, if I tweet at them or something. But what I think mechanic-wise is happening here is that the game won't go into the end game stage if you have one person in your community. It will only trigger the completion of your legacy if you have more than one person in your community itself. I find that strange. I mean, on one hand it makes sense because you'll probably need more than one person to complete your legacy, but it's strange the fact that, because I'm assuming that then Blood Plague Hearts have continued to spawn because of all of this. So I find it strange that Blood Plague Hearts keep on spawning until there's more than one person in your community, and then the end game kind of initiates. Very, 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 very weird in my eyes. But folks, that is this week's episode of our Lone Wolf playthrough. Next week will be the finale of this playthrough. It's kind of not really going to be a Lone Wolf episode because we've now got a friend in our community, but I kind of wanted to finish it up by actually finishing our legacy. So next week what we're going to do is finish off the Builder Legacy. We're going to wrap up the Lone Wolf playthrough series, and then we will see what comes next. But folks, if you've enjoyed this episode, do let me know down in the comments. Equally, let me know your thoughts on this weird thing that we've got going on where the end game wasn't triggering. I found it incredibly bizarre. But until next time, folks, if this is the first time you've came across my channel, do feel free to hit that subscribe button down below if you've enjoyed the content. But until next time, have a great week, and I'll speak to you all soon.